Rankings of the richest countries in the world are usually based on the country's gross domestic product (GDP), which is the value of all final goods and services produced in a country during one year. When dividing a country's GDP with its population, you get GDP per capita, which is an average measure of how much money the country's GDP each habitant accounts for. GDP is basically just a measure of how much money there is in country, but there is also a clear connection between GDP per capita and the population well-being and standard of living. Here is the list of richest countries in the world according to the latest data from the International Monetary Fund, showing the country's GDP per capita as of October 2020. PPP stands for Purchasing Power Partiality. Welcome to our channel Top 50 Facts. On this channel, we will discuss top 50 random amazing facts that you will probably know as also amazing facts. Number 15, Sweden. Sweden has one of the best economies in the Europe, and it made it relatively unscathed through the financial crisis that hit the world between 2008 and 2010. You can see in the picture of the beautiful Sweden, and it also attracts a lot of tourists there. Once you visit this place, you will know the reality of this country. Okay, common goods that Sweden sells to other nations include paperwork, road vehicles, machines, and iron. The inhabitants of Sweden pay the highest income taxes in the world but have access to almost free health care. The GDP of this country per capita is $55,990 US. This photo shows one of the most popular discount stores in Sweden, Jackass in Ullared. Number 14, Saudi Arabia. Most of the Saudi Arabia comes from the oil. Okay, most of the Saudi Arabia comes from the oil. This arid region country has an irrigated agriculture that consumes a lot of groundwater. Okay, when you will visit Saudi Arabia, this is a beautiful country made on the sand, and the people used to live here have a free access to healthcare, education, and many more facilities that were given to them by the government. Okay, the residents of the Saudi Arabia pay no income taxes. The picture is taken in the country's capital, Riyadh. This is a Riyadh. Number 13, the country Iceland. Iceland took a hard blow. The financial crisis began to spread across the world in 2008. Okay, due to the crisis, the income of the country gets down. The graph goes down, but now the country seems to be recovering. Iceland's biggest sources of income are exports of fish and aluminium. The construction of large aluminium smelters made it possible thanks to Iceland's abundant supply of geothermal energy and hydropower. Tourism also provides an important income to the country. Tourism. Okay, and the GDP per capita income of this country is 56,970 Indian dollars. Number 12, Netherlands. Even though the Netherlands was industrialized relatively late, the country has had a successful economy since the 17th century. The fact that the Dutch economy is so prosperous today is largely because of income from the industries such as oil refining, food processing, machine manufacturing, and of course the chemical industry. Okay, Netherlands was industrialized relatively late, but his income is one of the hit because of its industry's growth in the world in the year 2010. Because of this growth in the country is richest in our list. Okay, the country has an effective agriculture, and the GDP per capita income of this country is 60,030 Indian dollars. Number 11, San Marino. San Marino is a microstate completely surrounded by Italy. The country's few income live well, partly thanks to income from tourism. The country exports textile, electronics, ceramics, cement, and wine. This is a video of an industry of the country Sweden. The income comes from the textile, electronics, ceramics, cement, and wine. Wind power is greatly there in the San Marino due to the wind power in the country. The income of the country has been affected a lot of, and GDP per capita income of the country is 62,910 Indian dollars. Now, this photo shows the Guaita fortress situated on the Pine, overlooking San Marino capital San Marino. Number 10 on our list is the United States. The United States is the richest country in the world by GDP, and when dividing the GDP with the population, the US takes 10th place on the list. The United States were badly hit by the recent financial crisis and suffer from quite large income gaps. The US economy is primarily driven by the national largest service sector and abundant natural resources. Thus, the country produces, among other things, sulfur phosphates and liquid natural gases. The United States was once the richest countries in the world. The photo shows Times Square in New York. The GDP of this country or United States per capita is 67,430 Indian dollars. Number 9, Switzerland. The beautiful alpine country of Switzerland is known for its banks. Financial services make up largest proportion of country's GDP. Other key industries include the country's manufacturing industry, pharmaceutical industry, and tourism. Switzerland exports goods like chemicals, machinery, electronics, and watches. The photo shows the Jornret railway in front of Mathron. Okay, you will see the photo of the Jornret railway. Number 8, Kuwait. Kuwait is a small country where most of the residents live in the capital, Kuwait City. Kuwait's well-developed economy mainly depends on the country's largest resources on oil. Almost all export revenues comes from the oil, black gold. Thanks to oil, Kuwait has lots of money from importing both food and water, which are scarce in the areas. Residents pay no income taxes. GDP per capita income of the country is 67,890. Tourism attracts a lot of people here. Number 7, United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates is a federation of 7 emirates, territories that was ruled by Islamic leader called Amir. You can see the picture of Amir. The most known emirates are probably Abu Dhabi and Dubai. The United Arab Emirates incomes comes primarily from oil and surplus from the oil industries pays for the federation healthcare and school and military. As a result, the inhabitants don't have to pay the income taxes. The photo shows skyscraper. Number 6, Norway. Norway also scores high on the list of countries where it is best to live, and it's not hard to understand and why. Besides having rich resources of oil, natural gases, forest, and hydropower, Norway offers its inhabitants a magnificent and unique scenery. However, oil depletion is a big future threat to Norway's economy. The photo shows the beautiful fjord and attracts a lot of tourism every year in the country. The GDP per capita income of the country is 76,640 Indian dollars. Who doesn't want to live this in the beautiful country? This picture shows the beautiful fjord. Number 5, Brunei. Brunei is the country for those who hate paying taxes. There are neither income nor sales taxes in the small sultanate, but the government still offers free school and health care. Brunei's wealth comes from the largest deposits of oil and natural gas. Investments from abroad also brings in the bucks. Number 4, Ireland. GDP per capita income is 86,990. Ireland's economy has grown extensively over the decades, and the country now has become one of the highest GDP per capita. However, the economy is quite unbalanced, and a large proportion of Ireland's income goes to large income companies based on the outside the country. GDP per capita 86,990 Indian dollars. Number 3, the Singapore. The small republic of the Singapore is one of the most densely populated country in the world, which is not so strange considering the capital Singapore makes up almost the entire country. The largest part of Singapore GDP comes from the manufacturing industries, and country specializes in importing products, refining them, and then exporting them. The GDP per capita income of the country is 1,05,690 Indian dollars. The photo shows a famous statue in Singapore and also the country's mascot. Number 2, Luxembourg. Luxembourg is often mentioned together with the other microstates in Europe, but the country is actually much larger and more populous than, for example, Monaco and Andorra and Liechtenstein. Luxembourg has low unemployment and a steadily growing employment for those rubber and banking industry. Now, Luxembourg's capital, which is also called Luxembourg, is the home to many US main buildings. And there is also the coal mining industry. And now we are going to tell you who is on our top of the list. So can't wait to tell you, but let's speak. The number 1 stands for the Qatar. The richest countries in the world has like many of the richest countries in the world, including its neighbor United Arab Emirates and Kuwait, made its fortune of oil. Qatar had a rapidly growing economy mainly due to the fact that oil prices has risen so much in the 2000s. Expect oil. Qatar also exports natural gas. But the country is trying to develop more technology-based companies to avoid a complete dependency on fossil fuels. There is no income tax in Qatar. So if you like the video, please like it, share it with your friends, colleagues, and please subscribe to our channel Top 15 Facts. See my latest videos of video here. Okay, till then, bye.